Corn Seed Stories is a podcast sharing the funny stories behind a memorable recipe. We will share the stories from teachers, chefs, comedians, everyday folks, and hope this will enlighten your day and bring a smile. Hopefully, these stories and recipes will inspire you and help create your own corn seed stories with your friends and family. I'm your host, Suzanne Carullo. In today's episode, we will talk with Ellen Prince of La Paz Restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama. We will discuss their famous chili con queso or cheese dip and the multiple ways you can use it in recipes. Thank you so much, Ms. Ellen Prince. We are so glad Corn Seed Stories is able to actually interview today. And I know I have so much memories from La Paz Restaurant. Every time I mention La Paz, everybody talks about it's where you make memories with gatherings. One of the things I wanted to talk with you about is a favorite memory and favorite or memory behind the recipe and the dish. So let's all welcome Miss Ellen Prince to Corn Seed Stories.
Oh, so glad to be here.
So, Ellen, you have been working through La Paz. You have your undergraduate degree and you have a leadership role with La Paz. So I want to get your take on La Paz and this dish.
Well, first I'll start with I have been with the company for 34 years. I started basically as a regular customer sitting at the bar, fell in love with the restaurant. I started working from back in 92, so 1992 is how long I've been here. And one of the dishes that we're going to talk about, of course, is our cheese dip, our famous cheese dip. And that is how I became in love with the restaurant as well. It started with the cheese dip, and so was the first thing everyone orders. I started as a food runner. I went up to server, then became manager, and then the general manager, and then just kept going from there. And I worked all over Southeast with La Paz, which was years ago. And then now I'm situated in Birmingham. I only have 3 locations here that we work at.
Well, so what would be your favorite memory you would love to tell and how to order it?
With the cheese dip itself, it speaks volumes in that a lot of people come in and they get it first thing that they have. And, lots of servers will go to the table and, greet through their standard greeting and, can I get you something to drink? It's never a drink that comes out of their mouth. It's like, we'd like some cheese dip before they even order their drink. So we're so well known for it. And it's different than everybody else's that serve cheese dip in the same restaurants because we have other things in it. We add stuff to it to give it flavor, and we want it to be different. We want it to taste different for everybody. And you can get it several different ways, and people have created recipes with it. A lady that comes in at Thanksgiving every year and gets it by the quart, so she makes a dish out of it for her Thanksgiving dinner. Why every year? It's wonderful. We've been doing that for 30 years, so it's kind of interesting.
Do they usually serve like any of the folks that usually order it? Is it usually just with nachos or can they use something else?
They put it on everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And it's been, it's grown. Like it started with just something in a bowl as an appetizer. And then we started, and it's usually the customers that start the trends. And the customers start saying, well, can I put it on top of my burrito? Well, of course. Why not? Well, can I put it on top of my quesadilla? Well, why not? Let's do that. So we've had to create keys, in the computer so that they can add it to their or dish, whatever it is. And like I said, the customer who makes a casserole out of it for her Thanksgiving dinner. I also have a customer who came back and told me to try it with scrambled eggs, the leftovers. She had taken home some leftovers. She had the chorizo, which is the sausage, some cheese dip. And she just put a spoonful in her scrambled eggs that day. And she came back and told me how wonderful it was. So I tried it. It's delicious. And I tell people about it now all the time, to try something different.
So I know you were talking about like casserole and how people would put it in different dishes and so forth. When they come in to order the cheese dip, is there any kind of memory or anything that, kinda sparks, like, memories that you think of with all the years that you have, seen the cheese dip being served? And, is it something that people order after football games or sports games, or is it something that is, like, throughout the year no matter what's going on?
It is absolutely throughout the year. I mean, people will have it all the time. It's very rare that we have customers come in and skip it. They usually have cheese dip or guacamole, but usually cheese dip as the appetizer for their meal, or before their meal. But we sell so much of it for football games, for any kind of sporting activity, whether it's basketball, football, or whatever's going on, especially tailgating. We do a lot of tailgating on it. We used to, our jokes, if you run it down, like, hey, an hour before the game starts, phone's gonna start ringing in 5 minutes. And then that's back, before everything was online and everything. But it would just keep going and going and going, and it would be quart after pint, and everybody just wants it for themselves. And we've shipped it. As well, we ship it all over. Well, we packed it on dry ice and we ship it down in New York and California and Florida. And just people who want to send it as a gift for someone who used to live here that knows about it or that grown it. So it's just kind of a nice surprise for them.
I love that idea. Is when you ship it, that's something where you can ship it and freeze it and probably thaw it, reheat it, and eat it, for later, events.
And it does actually hold up in the freezer.
Good.
It's a very versatile kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
good with everything. Like I said, it's just, people pour it on their broccoli.
Oh,
They could get their kids to eat broccoli. So
I love that. And then that's the diverse applications that you can use for it. You can use it as a dip, just as a regular appetizer. You can mix it in with eggs, and you can serve it with other different meals like casseroles we were talking about. And if it's not the cheese, is there the backup plate that you have?
oh, absolutely. I would go to, some of our main staple dishes like our Santa Fe enchilada, which has been on the menu really since the restaurant started years and years ago. And it's maybe blue corn tortillas, grilled chicken rice, and onions, peppers, and the green chili sauce that we put on top. We make in house, of course. And if you like green chilies, it's absolutely delicious. And I recommend it with a fried egg on top for everybody who has been try. Of course, I would like mine runny, and I think it should be runny all the time. Yes, people like to have them or have cooked. But it's a delicious dish. Has fantastic flavor. And that would be one of my go-tos to recommend to people because of the green chili things.
Well, and that's what's so rare. And I live in Colorado now, but when you said green chilies, that's rare to find in Alabama because green chilies, you have to fire roast them. I mean, it's not just you just slice up peppers
Right.
and that's it.
Right.
You actually have to do a process. And for anybody to put, that kind of time and effort in the taste, it's authentic. I mean, when you put green chilies, that is definitely off. And it's rare because they only come in certain times of the year. And if you can have that, especially I would recommend folks to have 2 dishes, the cheese dip and the Santa Fe enchiladas. I mean, that sounds like it's a win-win. Does it matter what type of meat is served?
The Santa Fe comes with chicken. You can certainly make the Santa Fe with other proteins as well. I mean, the green chili sauce and the pork actually are a really good combination as well. And that's the traditional dish that we don't serve with the pork with the green chili sauce. So if people do come in and order that, and then if there's any other kind of enchilada, if you want it steak or beef or any kind of dish like that, I would recommend the red enchilada sauce, which is a tomato and chipotle sauce.
Ooh, that's
Like that. So it's used on those and that goes better with the red meat, in my personal opinions. But the chicken and the fish, or shrimp and pork are really good with the green chili.
I love that. And then when you think of those 2 dishes, whether it's the cheese sauce, the dipping sauce, or the enchiladas, what Quarantine Stories is about sharing those memories about food. And I want to get your memories when you think of those 2 dishes. Do you think of like gatherings and football games and laughs? I mean, what kind of emotions and stories that you might hear?
Well, yeah, one I can go back to is when I first started coming to the pause as a customer, and came every Sunday night. We had this group of friends, that we were all in the restaurant business, and most of the restaurants were closed on Sundays, and the pause happened to be open. So this is where we came, and we came every Sunday, and we sat at the bar. 6 of us on a regular basis, sometimes 8, sometimes would. Cheese It was always the first thing that we had and talked about it all the time. I couldn't wait to get here to have our cheese dip. Yes. And a lot of those people are still in the restaurant business and have moved on and done other things. And some have opened up their own restaurants, and that's kind of a interesting tool too. But when they do come in from, and I do still see, and we're talking 34, 35 years ago, and I still see them. She said, and it still goes right back to that. And it's so when I see it or when I taste it, a lot of times I think of those fun times when we used to hang out as friends, sitting at the bar, yes, eating cheese dip, all these different restaurant people, and it was just kind of fun.
I love that. And I know when I was talking to you before we had this meeting today, La Paz is known for group gatherings. And I hope everybody takes that experience because every time I mention La Paz, whether it's cousins, friends, everybody always cherishes. And they said, oh, we had so much, group meetings, exactly what you went through. Everybody met here. And that's what's so great about La Paz, the way it's laid out. You have a restaurant, you have a bar side, and you have a patio, and there's so many places where you can gather and talk. And that's what I like about it. And the food is wonderful. So I really appreciate that.
Definitely the way the restaurant's laid out, we put big groups together all the time. This is time when people have their families come into town, other states for just people who've moved away.
Yes.
And it's really fun. The holidays are a great time to come into this restaurant. Everybody's in a great mood. Yeah. And we just squeeze tables together and put as many chairs as we possibly can. Yes. So, we can accommodate everybody. If they want to come in with a 20, great, sure. But you've got you. We'll figure it out, And then if you've already got 2 20s already in the restaurant, we'll still figure it out. We'll get you set because that's what it's all about, really, is people getting together.
And that's it. La Paz is local. It's not, it's definitely homegrown. It originated here in Birmingham and it's actually, it actually, it's based here.
Yeah, that's my 91 was when they opened.
Yeah, so that's what I know. It's based here. I guess that's what. But definitely, I know you have several locations too.
That's what we do. We've grown to 2 other locations. We have one. They're about 30 minutes away from here, but different neighborhoods. So we can draw from a little bit further out. And they're all 3 locations are very different.
Okay.
As far as a different feel when you go to them, because we don't do cookie cutter.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
So they sometimes add to their menu a couple of different things for them to try that maybe people in that area wanted to give a while. We have our basics, obviously. All 3 stores will have the same basics. And the cheese dip is definitely faced with San Vangelis, Brady Air, all those things are in all 3 counties. We're in Mount Laurel and in Ross Bridge, which are both golf communities and niche design neighborhoods, I guess you want to call them. New neighborhoods, like beautiful, full of friendly people. And it's very nice.
Well, I love that. And I love that even if you can't come down here, you can order. And even if you don't live here, you can have it ordered and shipped to you. That's so you've got all the bases covered where if you can't get here in person, you can, and that's a great thought. I can order that cheese dip for from dinner. Yes. And if you're just grabbing it, man, I'll ship it. That's it. And that's what I know. This is wonderful to hear how memories and everybody that I've talked to, it's gatherings. When I think of La Paz, it's where you make memories with gatherings, and it's always the same where the quality and the food is consistent. And I know everybody's so friendly here. So thank you so much. And then The other thing too, I wanted to just check and see. I know that we have probably a few more minutes, but we'll dig into if there's anything that anybody want to, if they order the cheese dip and the enchiladas, the Santa Fe enchiladas, is there anything that you wish? I think it would be a great tradition if they could gather their friends to share their memories here at La Paz, no matter if it's at Crescent, Ross Bridge, and then the other Mount Laurel. Mount Laurel. See, all those are new. I've had some in the dinosaur ages, but it's amazing that every time I touch base with people, it's everybody smiles when they think of applause. So because of the memories. So is there anything that you wish that when folks ordered the cheese dip and the Santa Fe enchiladas?
I think it'd be great for everyone to come in and do that. The fun thing are about the families that come in and the multi generations that come in because they started coming here 35 years ago, and then they come in with their children then, and now their children are coming in with their children. And so we're getting the grandparents and the parents and the grandkids, and they've all been coming in for 35 years. I'm sure if I could just be a fly on the wall at their table, they would be talking about the food. A lot of them don't even take a menu anymore because they're like, no, I want my favorite, and that's what is going to happen. And they know before they get here what they're going to eat.
I love it. I love that you have the family tradition. And I think that's one of the things that Corn Seed Stories I want to share, that family gathering, how everybody can share stories while they're eating and have it sort of like a happy place, you might say, where everybody, because that's what is passed down for traditions. And like you said, it's their kids, grandkids, everybody's, before you know, you got 3 generations in here. So that's amazing.
Pretty soon we'll have 4.
Or
We're working on 4. Yeah. We do, and then we even have some employees that have also multi-generation. In fact, I've got a bartender who's started around the same time I started, and her children, all 3 of her children work here, and the majority of her grandchildren have worked here, and she's still working here, and her granddaughter works alongside, behind the bar, and it's a great time, and everyone knows them. And
yeah,
it just adds, whether it's family customers or family employees, we just promote it as we walk in the store, and it's like a big hug.
I love it. Love it.
Giant hug.
Yeah, I love it. I know to find applause, the social medias. So I hope everybody can start a tradition, and if not, make a tradition with your family, friends, and bring everybody down here to La Paz Restaurant. Thank you so much, Miss Ellen. Not angry. Thank you so much. Whether you're with your family or friends, I hope the La Paz chili con queso or cheese dip will help create your own stories and memories. For more information of La Paz Restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama, please go to eatatlapaz.com, or for more information on this episode, please go to cornseedstories.com and all social media outlets. Thank you and have a great day.